Welcome again to our channel, One Africa Black Media, where we say African greatness, Afro greatness, where we look at the issues affecting the black race from past to present, and where we fundamentally believe and think that one Africa is the direction that the black race need to go, because only with this achievement will we be able to gain economic respect and stability and respect across the globe, not when we are functioning as different units or different people. So in this topic we want to talk about the black race versus white supremacy and economic development. And why this topic? Well, this topic also is a continuation of the work we started not too long ago on problems in the black race. And this is just another dimension to it. And this dimension is very important because ever since colonization, as we have mentioned, and the destruction of African kingdoms and black civilization, we know that the black man became very unstable and have lost his way. And an unstable individual cannot securely defend or build a future, whether in the mind or in everyday life. Stability is what you need to build. So if we look back in the 1800s, or we could say somewhere between 17 to 1800, we realize that Western civilization was not so developed, or it was not even ahead of West Africa, we could say, back in the 1700s. But we know that, the Western people, they put in their work, they came to Africa, and they took what they wanted, and they get free labor through slavery. And as a result, over 100, 200 years, Western civilization was developed, and the Western civilization became strong economically, while Africa went under financially and socially, and even we could say domestically. Basically, the black race and black people became basically, we want to call, a target for oppression and free labor. And we could also have to a violation of their civil rights. Basically, there's a point where black people had no rights, could not vote, could not even decide their own future, could not even secure a future for their own children. And while it was going on, other countries were developing rapidly at a fast pace and their own free labor. So what we realized too, that these countries, which is a part of Western civilization, they had used what we want to call white supremacy, meaning that it's not that any man is better than any man, because God created us all equal. It's just that because of stolen wealth and land, some people is able to become the lawmakers, and they choose to use the law to oppress the black man and basically put him in an economic bondage and economic slavery. And this is what we label as white supremacy. Because, the emperor reminds us, Emperor Selassie, that until the color of a man's skin and his eyes is no longer important, right, than the significance of the color of his eyes, then there's going to be war. And we know that there's a war going on against the black race. But right now, it's more of an economical war, where the black race and the black people and Africa and its descendants must always be the beggars, be the homeless people, be the uneducated, and even be drug addicts for the most part, while other people just rule over them and abuse them and determine their future. So that is the reason why we're going back to why we need one Africa, so we can challenge this, we can destroy it, and we can basically secure a future for our children, and we can develop Africa the way all other countries are developing, because as we mentioned before, we have the resources, and we know with one Africa this will be accomplished. To be continued, remember to subscribe, like, and share as we continue to lift up Africa and to build a secure future for the black race.